Абдулла Кутбаев атындағы Атырау гуманитарлық колледжі. Пәні Ағылшын тілі, пән оқытушысы Опа Ш қызы. Сабақтың тақырыбы ержүрек жандар. Creates lives. Topic: People who have suffered for their beliefs. Aims: to enlarge students' vocabulary, to work with a new exercise, to raise curiosity, activate prior knowledge and develop communication skills. To educate students to respect his country, people who dedicated their life for the prosperity of the country, to practice vocabulary about political systems, crime, and punishment. Now you open the book. Try to answer the following questions about the Nobel Prize. Which country do you associate with the Nobel Prize? Is there only one kind of Nobel Prize? What is the connection between the Nobel Prize and dynamite? Now listen to me and check your answers. The Nobel Prize was established by Alfred Nobel, a Swedish chemist and inventor. Nobel was the man who invented dynamite. Nobel became a pacifist and established a fund to provide prizes for scientists, writers, and people who promoted international peace. There are 5 areas in which a Nobel Prize can be won: chemistry, physics, medicine, literature, and peace. The first Nobel Prizes were awarded in 1901. Reading. Before you read the text about Nelson Mandela, discuss what you know about him. Write information about him on the copybook. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a former freedom fighter who became the first president of South Africa in the post-apartheid period. He was born in a village in the South African Transkei on 18th July 1918. His father was a principal advisor to the chief of the Timberland. His ambition as a child was to study law and to make a contribution to the freedom movement in South Africa. An association of young blacks whose aim was to improve the situation of black people in the whole of Africa was formed in South Africa in 1912. It became the African National Congress, the ANC, and Mandela joined it in 1942. During the 1939-45 war, he was one of a small group of intellectuals which tried to transform the ANC into a mass movement. They wanted to represent the millions of working people in the towns and the countryside who had no vote and no power. During the 1950s, Mandela was banned from working as a lawyer and was often arrested and imprisoned. In the early 1960s, the ANC was made illegal and went underground. Mandela was a leading figure in this new phase of the conflict. In 1962, Mandela left the country legally and traveled abroad for several months. When he returned to South Africa, he was arrested and charged with legal exit from the country. He was convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. After being sentenced, he said this: "I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and a free society in which all people live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve, but if necessary, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." While serving his sentence, he was charged and found guilty of sabotage and was sentenced to life imprisonment. He spent 27 years in detention before he was released on 11th February 1990. In the 1991, the ANC held its first national conference inside South Africa after being banned for decades. Mandela was elected president of the ANC. In 1993, he agreed to accept the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of all the South Africans who suffered to bring peace to the nation. He was president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. Read the text and decide if the following sentence is true or false. Nelson Mandela was the son of a tribal chief. He decided to become a lawyer when he was in prison. He joined the African National Congress when he was 24. The ANC fought in the 1939-45 war. They wanted to represent all black South Africans. Mandela wasn't able during the 1950s. In the 1960s, he traveled freely to other parts of the world. During his imprisonment, he was charged with another crime. The second time was different from the original crime that led to his imprisonment. He accepted the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the ANC. Vocabulary. Read the following words. Which of them are nouns, which are adjectives? Which of the nouns refer to people, which of them refer to abstract ideas? Political, politics, politician. Satire, satirist, satirical. Democracy, democratic, democrat. Bureaucrat, bureaucratic, bureaucracy. Critic, criticism, critical. Feedback. What have you learned from this lesson? Do you have a question? The homework is to write an essay about the courageous man in your country. And please, dear students, don't forget to feed me back and to put your exercises in Platon's platform. Goodbye.